cherish all the time you spend, you tuned into. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned into. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host Slash, Freddie G, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. What's up, fellas? Welcome to another True Tuesday episode. Man, y'all I ain't gonna say you're not gonna believe it, because nowadays everything is occurring, but on Christmas Eve, man, 3 boys ages 12 to 15 were shot in the process of trying to rob a couple coming home from celebrating at a Christmas party. And I'm going to repeat those ages, 12 to 15 years old on Christmas evening. Typically on Christmas Day, you seeing kids around this age playing with things that they had received for Christmas versus out trying to do wrong in the neighborhood. And it's just alarming, man, to hear this story. And I was very disturbed from hearing about this situation that occurred. 3 of the 4 boys, like I said, were shot, and one of them is in critical condition, currently fighting for his life. That's not a way to be to spend Christmas.
Or for your parent to have to think about what they have to do.
I'm listening to the ages. What ages? I know you said 15.
The youngest was 12, and the oldest was 15 years old.
Where are they getting these guns?
Well, you know, guns is easy to get a hold of guns nowadays.
But listen to the age, 15
and 12.
12.
That's a big difference.
Who?
A 15-year-old
gun at 15 and
12.
Wait.
A 15-year-old shouldn't be hanging with a 12-year-old.
Facts.
Exactly.
That's the number
unless
one
they were
problem.
related.
Unless they
related,
live in the same household.
Yeah, 15 and 12, I think I found the gun, but shoot, even when I found it, I was scared.
At that age, I would have been scared to even touch it.
Yeah.
What city was this in?
This happened here in Houston.
Oh, this was in Houston?
Wow.
Yeah, this happened here in Houston on the north side of town. The complex that this occurred in, the boys actually stayed in. So they were, the people that actually witnessed this actually knew these kids.
They knew them.
So, you know, that's crazy too. Let you know, they're young and dumb.
Right.
And 2, they doing something that they definitely was going to get caught because they were in the area that they were known in.
Did it give an ethnic group?
Yeah.
They were all black. Huh. And this happened at the Willow Plaza Apartments in North Houston. The couple was, like I said earlier, coming home from a Christmas party, and the girlfriend fell asleep, and she awoke to her boyfriend waking her up, you know, to get out the vehicle to go to the apartment, which is when the 4 kids approached them. And initially she said her boyfriend thought it was a prank because they were so young. And I can imagine.
So I would think the same thing. If I lived 12 and 15, I wouldn't think I was going to come get robbed by.
Now, I don't know when the shit got real, you know, but, you know, again, I'm thinking typically you would see kids playing with things that they received for Christmas now. Mm-hmm. Whether or not the guns look real that were being used, you had to take it serious regardless.
Yeah, around Christmas.
But you see, he obviously did take it serious because he shot 3 of them.
Oh.
Was he a black man?
He was also black, you know, 25 years old. And he cooperated with, you know, police. And one officer actually was saying, you know, one of the boys was in such bad condition that he was trying to keep him coherent and everything. And he asked him, you know, what he got for Christmas. And just listening to that question, you know, again, you talking to a baby pretty much, which is what these boys are in a lot of people's eyes.
So the guy that shot the boy was trying to keep the kid coherent?
No, this was the officer that I guess responded to the scene after the shooting occurred.
Okay.
So I bet they're trying to press charges on the guy that did the shooting. Even though he was getting robbed, they probably, my guess, I don't know the story, But I'm guessing that.
I haven't heard anything in regards to him being charged, and well, it says at this time he's not facing any charges, and I can't see what charges he would be facing anyway in a situation like this.
Nah, me either. Because
This is clearly self-defense.
yeah, they was trying to rob him.
I know, but there's too many instances where you do something to a minor, because that's the key word.
So
here.
you thinking he may prematurely
I
react?
would have shot too. I mean, but I'm just saying they always, you know how Texas laws are.
Yeah,
they
but
always
Texas
find a loophole.
also have a law where everybody can carry a handgun.
Exactly.
True.
So
That's
now
true.
I can't use it, is what you're saying?
That's the catch-22 that Texas. Yeah, you better carry a handgun, but there's certain things you cannot do while you have that handgun.
I can't shoot somebody that's trying to rob me.
No, that's not one of
I
them.
think-
I'm just.
I think this supersedes any of those laws. Like,
Yeah.
No, let me say it like this, right? Not sorry to get off track of the
No, you
subject,
good.
but I
Go
gotta
ahead.
say this. In Texas, if you got weed in the car, and no gun, ticket, right? You got a gun in the car, legal, it's fine. Have both at the same time, and what happens? You go to jail. See what I'm saying? It's a catch-22 with that gun.
Well,
It's
if
the
you
open carry. It's a catch-22.
So in that situation that you give, and what are you going to jail for? What's the charge?
I don't know, but someone explained it to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know the exact law, whatever it is, but that's how they explain it to me. Do not have your gun. They don't care. They say, I don't care if you have a little sweet or half a piece of weed. They're taking you to jail. That's
Can't
what's
have
the
drugs and guns at the same
same.
time.
I guess that's what it is.
Because that's like being under the influence of a drug
Mm-hmm.
with a gun in your presence.
Yeah, but if you're not even smoking, if it's just in there, if they can say, hey, I smell weed in your car, and if you happen to have
Probable
a piece,
cause.
yeah, but then it's an open law to have a gun, right?
Yeah, but not weed too. That's why they take you to
That's
jail.
the point I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. It's scary. It's bad because you can carry your gun, yes, but don't have no weed with you.
Yeah.
That's
It's-
what a problem.
But see, my thing is this, man. If those kids was trying to rob him, the man had every right to protect himself
Exactly.
however possible. Because what we don't know,
Mm-hmm.
did they shoot?
It didn't say if the boys had fired any shots at
But
the couple.
they had a gun.
That's all they needed.
And that's why he shot.
Yeah.
Had he felt like they didn't have a gun, or if he didn't see a gun,
Mm-hmm.
he probably wouldn't have had to shoot. But you know, right now they probably ran up on them with their guns out, and it might have even been a toy gun.
Yeah, I was. The reason why I said that is I was watching I was actually watching a show. I can't remember. I want to say it was First 48, and a guy came in to rob another guy. But the guy, when he was coming, as he was coming in the window, he shot him, killed him. He was young. He was a minor, right? And you know how they do the news. The mama, he didn't have to kill him. You didn't have to kill him. You didn't have to shoot him.
And did he have a gun?
In my mind, yeah, he had a gun. He had a
Okay.
gun too. In my mind, I'm like, well, this man is jumping in his window. He's in his house.
What do you expect
And you
for him
on the
to do?
news, what, trying to charge this man with murder because your son was breaking in to take or do whatever the hell he was going to do? So you was basically saying, just let him come in and do what he going to do.
Well, her case would probably have to be a civil case because the state is going to definitely take the fact that those
But-
kids had guns.
But why should it be a civil case? He was breaking into my house.
But it's a parent, and that's just how they are.
Yeah.
They don't see their kids doing no wrong.
Hey,
You're
Exactly.
saying the civil case for the parents, for the kids doing the mischievous shit.
that would have to
wouldn't
be a
win-
civil case.
Yeah, he probably
Yeah.
wouldn't win with the state, but
They wouldn't
I
win
can
with
see
the,
that.
they wouldn't win
Probably
that civil
wouldn't win
case.
with civil.
That would be a waste of money. But
You know,
Yeah.
Comedian 96, I stated earlier that the 25-year-old that did shoot the three kids, he's currently not being charged. But let's say he does get faced with some charges later of attempt. I don't even know what the charges would be, but do you think it would be even right for him to be charged?
I know you. First of all, you tried to rob me, whether the gun was fake or real. I don't care if you was using your fingers.
So, question before you go any further: if it was a fake gun, do you think that should matter?
No. They could have been using their finger, pointing his finger. Give me your money. They could be using their finger. You shouldn't have tried to rob me.
You think it would hold any weight if it was a fake gun versus a real gun?
No, I think you tried to rob me. That fact still remained. 3 of y'all tried to rob me. That fact never changed.
But
no
think
matter if you
about
did it with a stick, a gun, a cracker jack, whatever you use.
If it was a fake gun, though, you have to think about the argument that these kids, lawyer, I guess you would call if whoever would represent them, they're just being
They're gonna
kids.
say
They just playing.
They got the toy.
Yeah,
the
you know what I'm
toy
saying?
they got for Christmas.
Listen to me.
And all this other shit.
I would. The fact still remain, Your Honor, that they tried to rob my defendant.
But I'm saying, if
Is
it
that
was a
right?
fake gun, how can you really prove that if
you
they
can't
were?
prove that it was a fake gun.
Right.
Until after.
I
It's
don't
too
know-
late now.
I don't know if y'all recall this, but this wasn't a kid, but there was a guy here in Houston. He went into a restaurant. He tried to rob the customers. Well, it looked like it was like a Hispanic restaurant, but the guy was black. He tried to rob customers.
I do remember this.
I saw
And
that.
so he ended up walking out the door, but not knowing one of the customers had a gun.
I saw that.
That customer shot
Shot
him
him.
and killed him. And then the customer went and picked up the gun and realized it was a toy gun. And he threw it up against the wall.
Nah, that part I did know.
But the fact still remain.
It was a toy gun.
So what happened in that situation, Freddie G?
Well, the customer, there was nothing wrong. I mean, he was being robbed. I mean,
Okay.
but so I think what makes this tough is that there were kids.
Yeah.
And whether it was a toy gun or a real gun, you don't have time as a victim to discern whether or not this is a toy gun or a real gun.
Right.
Not in 2024.
Yeah, and the way these guns are looking. And I will tell you, there are some BB guns that look real.
Oh,
And
yep.
so you don't, as a victim, you don't have time to think about, is
It's
this a
a
real
real
gun,
gun or
fake
fake
gun?
gun.
You see these kids, and then at the same time, you're also saying, man, these kids playing. But then once it clicks, that now they're
Right.
not playing. And I would imagine, again, I would imagine that what clicked in his head to know that this is a real deal, that they're trying to rob me, they were probably using profanity.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
They were probably using profanity. And if you're using profanity, it's like, okay, wait a minute, this is some real stuff. The thing about it is them kids didn't factor in that he would have a gun,
Gun.
number
Right,
one.
right.
And number two, them kids didn't probably have it in their heart to pull the trigger. They
At
wasn't
all.
really
They was
about
just
that.
trying
They
to
were trying to
scare-
scare you to get the money.
They wasn't really about it.
They wasn't really
and that's
not
what
knowing
he
that
saw.
this could happen to me.
He saw that then.
You know, I don't even think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think as a victim, you probably won't even be thinking that you're not about this. All you thinking about, let me save my damn
My life.
And
I
that
got
should be
my-
your,
Take
your
that shot,
priority,
which
actually,
is
you know,
what
in
your
a
priority
situation like
should be,
that.
man.
You know, it's very sad. You think these fellas, these kids, didn't have the type of Christmas that they may have expected or wanted, and that prompted them to want to go out and do this type of stuff?
I don't think Christmas had anything to do with it.
No.
It just happens. It just so happened that this event occurred during the Christmas holidays on Christmas. I
Yeah.
don't think Christmas had anything to do with it. If I had to guess, man, these kids was probably already doing
Premeditated.
mischievous stuff.
In that area.
And so I'm not saying that it was premeditated as far as they've been robbing, but there's no doubt in my mind that these kids have probably done mischievous things and been doing these things, and they just stepped it up a notch.
Well, they certainly stepped it up a notch, man. I hate that this has occurred. Not sure where the family of the kids were at the time. I'm not even sure if this is a bad part of Houston. I know it was north side, but I'm not specific as the area that it was in to determine whether or not this area is known for crime or anything like that.
They have a street name?
Well, it just said the north side of Houston,
The north
and
side,
it gave the name of the apartments.
Yeah, 'cause
and I'm not familiar with either the apartments or the again, they weren't they didn't specify where at on the north side of Houston.
Because I remember when I was younger, most of the Jack boys were in a certain area on the north side, and I don't know if I should say where they are, but that was the area they would come from, and they would come to the south side to Jack. I remember that, and
We're
This
talking
was-
about little bitty kids.
yes, these were little bitty kids as well back then, because I think they were like as I'm thinking about it, they were like 16, 17, going on 18 in that area.
Well, that's
Those
But
are
12
young-
is, I've never seen the 12.
15 was the
We're talking about
oldest.
little bitty
Yeah,
kids.
that was some little kids. That's what's throwing me off.
15 was
Yeah,
the
they
oldest.
too young, man, to be around here doing that, and they didn't expect nothing to happen like it did because they did it before and it never happened like this before.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. As far as the man getting charged, honestly, I don't think he should get charged. Look at the police. How many times they have shot us and all they had was a Subway sandwich in their pocket or a champagne bottle? I've seen so many incidents where they don't have that, and it be something not even remotely close to a gun, but they say you had a gun.
Well, police shootings versus
Yeah, but at the same time, you tried to, remember my first statement in the beginning as a lawyer? You tried to rob me. That is I'm going to stand on that, regardless if you use your finger, use the fake gun, use the real gun, use a rock, use a stick. You tried to rob me. Gives me consent to shoot you, even if you die or was unalived.
You was
Excuse me.
comparing police.
yeah.
No, I'm talking about the guy. I'm talking about the guy.
No, you mentioned police.
Yeah. I mentioned police. I'm just saying
You were
police.
saying when
shoot.
police shoot.
Yeah,
us,
and they don't get charged. Yeah, they don't get charged. So what I'm saying is, don't charge him because, like I said before, you tried to rob him. So that's. No matter if the gun is fake or real, your actions got those bullets in.
Let me ask y'all this. What do y'all think the parents, notice I said parents and not mom and not just dad. What do y'all think the parents of these boys are thinking about what transpired and what happened to their children?
That's a good one.
Oh, man. I mean, we all know they're hurting.
I would say they're more embarrassed than anything because it made the news.
Embarrassed?
Yeah. Can you imagine your son or daughter making the
I
news?
can see embarrassed.
Yeah,
You can see
embarrassed because
Yes,
your son or daughter made
Let me
the
tell you,
news because of something negative?
You're hurting because your son may die.
And it's a holiday.
But embarrassed, I definitely can
Because
see
of the
that.
act?
Yeah, your kid, look at it this way. And I'm intentionally saying it this way. Your little badass boy out here trying to take stuff from
Right.
somebody
Right.
and then got his little badass shot.
Exactly.
That's embarrassing to know that this is my child. It's embarrassing if it's an adult that committed a crime and they blasted that adult
That's
on
true.
TV.
That's true.
And that adult's mama was like, damn, that's my damn
my-
boy.
yeah.
Then went out there and
Yeah.
robbed these
So
And
folks.
guess how
them
many
people that shot
whispers
him.
were like, oh, what
Everybody
kind
in the
of kids
apartment
that
complex.
Yeah, so
That know
now
them.
they looking upside the mama and daddy head.
Then too, if you are a mom or dad that's not parenting like you should, or you know deep down that, man, I don't do nothing with these damn kids. That's why they out there doing what they doing. You know deep down inside what kind of parent you are too.
Right.
You know that.
Yep.
That's where the major embarrassment comes
So they should also be disappointed in themselves as well as embarrassed because they're not stepping up and doing what they should as a parent.
Yeah,
Well-
that's it. Embarrassed on both levels.
Right.
As a parent, because you know deep down, let me show you something. You know how we could be looking at people parenting and be like somebody that you see parenting like, nah, she ain't doing a damn thing with that
Right.
baby
Right.
hair.
You always
right.
see
You
it.
know she could have combed that baby hair before you came outside, brought that baby outside. Well, here's the thing. Mama know you, that parent
Yeah.
know
She know.
that she could have combed that
Get it.
baby hair.
Damn right.
She know that.
It's like this. It's like this, Keith. Remember back in the day when we was be outside players as kids? They'd be like, "Ooh, 96 out there playing. How'd it go? Get it go with them girls?" Now imagine they put that on the news. See what I'm saying? It makes that child look bad, and the parents of the child, both.
So the one that was shot is how old?
It's three of them. Three of them were shot. Three out of the four were shot.
So the 12-year-old was shot, the 15-year-old was shot, and how old was the other? The other was 15 too?
I'm gonna say 13 or 14. They didn't specify that.
Now,
They just said the age range was 12 to 15.
I think the parents on this, especially all of them, because all of them are adolescents.
Right.
That's a negligence charge, right? Can't he kind of countersue the parent?
Well,
if she tried to take a civil suit in on
I
him?
know. You know what? Yeah,
Negligence.
mental
Children.
anguish. I know he can get it from mental
But
anguish.
what
Man,
I'm
it was
saying,
3 of
those are
them.
adolescents. The 12-year-old,
Yeah, your kids.
look at what they doing. What
Yeah.
they doing with a gun.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention to
I don't
none
see
of
the
your children.
negligence charge because they were still on the property where they lived at. So, they could have been, parents could say that, we knew that they were here outside playing.
Mm-hmm.
But negligence.
Here's where
the
the
gun, though,
here's where the
right?
charges kick in at. Once the police do their investigation, where did they get the gun? Now, here's the thing.
Right.
Did all of them have a gun?
Or just
Did only one of them have a gun?
Right.
How many guns were involved?
Yeah.
Once they start looking at that, and
Where
then
did
they
the
start
gun
to
come
see
from?
where did this gun come from? Because here's one thing I can guarantee you. Guarantee. Take it to the bank. Cash it. If them kids survive, they got to go get interrogated with parents present and possibly face juvenile time. Mama or daddy that's with them while they're being interrogated, they're going to force them to tell the truth. So one of them kids is going to tell where that gun come from.
Yep.
I can guarantee
If it's the
you
parents' gun,
that. If it's a parent's gun,
Oh,
then
he
that's
good.
negligence.
it's some negligence coming
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
I'm
it's
talking about the guy that
No,
got robbed.
He ain't none- he good regardless.
Okay.
People
If that
can
gun
stretch
came-
it and figure if one brain or whatever. He gonna be good. He's
that
straight.
gun came
as
from
long
one of
as
the
he's not a
households.
felon,
Yeah.
as long as he's not a felon
Right.
with that gun.
Okay.
Right.
That changes it up.
that
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
because
it
the
does.
felon
As
not
long as
supposed to
he's
have a gun.
yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, as long as he's
Now you
not
got
a
a murder charge.
Now if he's not, no, he got a 18 USC 922G.
Well, if one of them die, it's a murder charge, right?
Well, that'll
him
be hard
being
to
a
prove.
felon with-
That'll be hard to prove, but damn sure.
Well, I don't think
For
it'd be
sure.
murder. I think it'd be manslaughter, if anything.
Yeah, damn sure for sure that he's a felon with a firearm. For damn sure. But if he's legally able to, if he's not a felon, he got that firearm, he should be fine. But if them kids got a gun, we got to find out if it was multiple guns,
Where it come from?
where them guns come from. Then that's when you start peeling back the layers.
It's
Somebody
gonna
gonna
get to
tell.
that. It's gonna get
them
to
kids.
that. Yeah,
somebody
if-
they finna start talking.
If that
And-
gun
and
came, I'm sorry, Freddie G, go ahead.
if it's my guess, it's gonna start with the youngest one.
Because he
And I
gonna be
think
the
he's
first
in the
one to
worst
pick.
condition.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And then two, one of them boys got away.
Yeah.
One of them
Yeah,
boys
it was
got
four.
away.
It was 4.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
4.
Three
So
got
one of them
shot.
got
Three
away.
got shot. One of them got away.
Wow.
Now here's the thing. You know that one that got away is shaking in his boots because
know he is.
they all live in the same complex.
He got to
right?
come back.
No. Check this out. If they all live in the same complex, people know them boys, and people know that they all play
Hang
together.
around each other, exactly.
So when the police are doing investigation,
That's going to
then
come
they're
out.
gonna be like, well, damn. We know that when they go knocking on doors and say, do y'all know A, B, C, and D? They be like, yeah, they all hang together. Well, we got A, B, and C. They were shot, but do y'all know D?
D.
Yeah, they usually hang with D, and D's mama live over here.
Bam.
That's true.
And then they go talk to D's mama
Yeah.
and be like, hey, you know A, B, and C got shot. And so I know that your son D usually hang with them. We just want to see, with your permission, can we question him to see if he know anything about this? Now they are already assuming, keyword assume, that D was with A, B, and C.
They just got to prove it.
They just got to prove it. So once they get to asking questions, and man, come on, man, they're going to shake the shit out them kids and rattle them.
And they're going to be scared because they're going to promise jail
You
time and
gotta
everything.
find out where that gun came
Yeah.
from and if it was multiple guns.
If any of those guns came from the house, any of the households, then yeah, parents definitely going to be held accountable, and that's where the negligence is going to come in. I got a question though, Freddie G, on the. Let's say that this gentleman was a ex-felon and he did the shooting. Do you think, even though he violated, however he was supposed to be moving as a felon, do you think any type of leniency will be held on him
Man,
when he goes to trial? Just
In all honesty, one thing I can guarantee you, 18 USC 922G, he will be charged with that. That's guaranteed. Now, everything after that, as far as other charges that may come about, I don't know. It'll be up to the prosecutor to determine whether or not, hey, if he pleads to this, felon with a firearm, we'll drop all of this.
Gotcha.
Right?
I got
now,
you.
here's the thing. When it comes to leniency, let's say felon with a firearm carries on the sentencing guideline, let's say it carries anything from, hypothetical, carry anything from 2 to 10. And they say, look, he's also charged with this with these kids. So what we'll do is, if he pleads to this felony with a firearm, we'll drop these over here. But then when he get up in there, he pleads to felon with a firearm. They say we're going to give him 10.
10. He get the full
Now,
10. Yeah.
now, do you consider that K-Money leniency?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I just feel, this man wasn't doing anything wrong, just going about his everyday life and was trying to protect his family. And even if, let's say the gun belonged to his girlfriend, he still violated that code that you gave?
Yeah, because he ain't supposed to be around it. He ain't supposed to be around
I
it.
hope it doesn't come out
You ain't lying.
in that type of situation.
And if it belonged to his girlfriend, he grabbed that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He grabbed it.
Yeah, I hope it don't turn out that way for
Me
him.
either, man.
And if he went back to go get it, he grabbed it.
Yeah.
If it's on him, it's on him. He ain't supposed to have it.
Yeah.
Supposed to have it.
He ain't supposed to be around this.
Yeah.
I got you.
But we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's able to back. He's not a felon.
Right.
He's getting the
Hopefully
benefit
he's
of the
not.
doubt. He's
man.
not a felon.
Man,
And if he's not a felon, man, he did what he had
He
to do.
won. Yeah.
I ain't gonna say he won, but
Well,
he
not killing.
Yeah,
Shooting them. Period.
we did a show not too long ago. I think it was one of our Black Fridays, man. We were talking about how these kids are not outside playing like we did back in the day. They were inside, on these video games or on social media or whatnot. But it seems that if they are outside, they up to no good. Back now in today's world, they're out doing no good. Parents, if you have some teenagers out there, keep an eye on them and definitely get in their ear, because this is a learning lesson that bullets definitely don't have a name, and you definitely don't have an age on who they're going to penetrate. So y'all keep an eye out there on our folks. Peace out. This concludes another True Tuesday episode, and be sure you tune in tomorrow for another episode of Women Wednesday with Freddie G. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. And to all my 52 Scott faithfuls, it may be new to you, but if you heard it here, then you know it's true.